To start your project, you're going to need to cast on 30 stitches. I will demonstrate how to do the long tail cast on because that's a really useful one to know. In fact, I think I have probably used this cast on for 95% of the projects I've ever made. And you'll only need one needle to start with, and some yarn, of course. And what is a long tail? A long tail should be about 3 to 4 times as long as the width of the project you're casting on for. In the case of this scarf, it's probably going to be about 7 inches wide, so 2 feet should be a long enough tail, but I would give myself a little extra just in case. It's better to have a tail that is too long than one that is too short. And my tail yarn here is to the left. My yarn, which is still attached to the ball, is to the right. This yarn, which is still attached to the ball, is usually called the working yarn. Here's my empty needle. I'm going to lay the yarn over the top of that needle and hold it in place with my right index finger. And now with my left hand, I will come through those 2 strands of yarn with my index finger and my thumb. And then the rest of my fingers will wrap around the strands of yarn to hold everything in place. Make sure that you get both of those strands of yarn in your other fingers. Bring your needle down until it's about parallel with the palm of your hand. I also opened my thumb and index finger a little bit. We're making sort of a Y shape. Now, with the tip of your needle, go under the strand around your thumb, over the strand around your index finger, and through the loop that is around your thumb. And you can even let go at this point and come back to snug things up. And this time only, this first time, we have 2 stitches on the needle. The first one is not really a stitch, it's just where the yarn was laying over the needle, but it will count as a stitch in terms of the cast on. And the second one is the one we just cast on. And so now, go ahead and do it again. Thumb and index finger go through the yarn. The working yarn is over your index finger and the tail yarn is over your thumb. Use the other 3 fingers to secure the yarn and bring your needle down parallel with your palm. Now under the thumb strand, over the index finger strand, and through the loop on your thumb. And then snug things up. And you want them to be, these stitches to be snug to the needle but not too tight. The stitches should move easily. You also want a little space in between the stitches. The rule of thumb there is the space is about as wide as the yarn that you're using. So one more time, index finger and thumb through the 2 strands of yarn. Secure the yarn strands under the thumb, over the index finger, through the loop on the thumb, and snug up. So keep doing this until you have 30 stitches on your needle, and then you'll be ready for the next step.